Today we're tackling a big question, and that's should you start a California nonprofit? You have a dream, a mission, you want to make a difference. But before you jump headfirst into the world of 501c3s, you should know there are some real hurdles, starting with the volume of paperwork and the need for meticulous record keeping. So, when you start a nonprofit in California, it's not just one or two forms. You're dealing with the Secretary of State, the Franchise Tax Board, the Attorney General's Register of Charitable Trusts, the IRS, and your local agencies. So, each of these agencies has its own paperwork, filing requirements, and other legal compliance issues. So we're talking about articles of incorporation, initial statements, annual filings, registration with the charitable trust, and then if you want tax exempt status, also Form 1023, which I have to tell you is a novel in itself. So beyond these initial and ongoing government filings, there are also a lot of other record keeping requirements, such as your financial records. You need to keep track of every penny in, every penny out, your income, expenses, assets, your donations. That's going to be essential for your tax filings and also to maintain transparency. You also need to maintain your corporate and governance records, such as your board meeting minutes, conflict of interest policies, and documentation of how you're coming to major decisions. In addition, if you have grants or donations, you of course need to keep track of your grant applications, donations, and how you're using the money. Again, that's essential for your continued support. Plus, once you add employees, we're looking at employee records, everything from onboarding to ongoing training. So if you miss a deadline, you don't maintain these records or make any mistakes in your filings, you could be facing penalties, fines, or even losing your tax exempt status. Running a nonprofit is really an ongoing and continuous need for meticulous record keeping. So if the idea of all this paperwork just isn't for you, maybe a 501c3 is not your best option. But stay tuned for part 2, where we are going to explore some of the hidden costs in running a nonprofit in California.